Hey, good people. Lovely to see you. And I'm here on my own. Debbie's going to be joining us shortly, my sister. Um, she's in the middle of doing something, so she should come along a bit later on. So I don't have anyone to banter with, so I need you guys to talk to me, so that I'm not just talking to a screen. Yeah. Hi, Trevor, to you, and hi everybody who's joining us on Instagram. I don't have the account up at the moment. Next week I'm going to have my other laptop, so I will be setting that up and be able to interact with you, hopefully, as well. And hi to those that are on Facebook. I think this is going out on Facebook, and those that are joining us on YouTube. If you want to get into the chat, if you're not on YouTube and you're on Instagram, um, uh, find us on YouTube, which will be Maurice and Debbie at gym time. Okay, so Maurice and Debbie at gym time. You'll find us there, and it should be live on there, and you can interact with us in the chat as well. All right. So, so Debbie's talking to you guys in the chat because she's where she is. But it's me. Yeah, it feels funny not doing it with Debbie here, but I saw it go. So I'm gonna get straight into it. So tonight's show is about male menopause. Is it a truth? Is it truth or is it a myth? And before I do any of that, I'm gonna do my disclaimer as always. We're here. I'm here to motivate and empower you, get you to look at things from a different perspective. If you're going through things and you're at a loss, don't know where to go, we'll give you pointers, tips, and encourage you to grow and have a flourishing relationship. But when you guys try these things that we may suggest, if it don't work, no cut we neck. Yeah, don't cut we neck. We're here just to, as I said, to expand your mind. And if it doesn't work, or you don't do it exactly how we do, you can fine tune it to the way you see fit. Because I'm not you. All we can do is share our experiences and hopefully in sharing our experiences, because there's a scripture that says that there's no temptation that's uncommon to man. So I believe that whatever we go through in life, or I go through in life, there are those that are going through it or gone through it as well. So we're here to hopefully get you motivated. So hey, oh right, okay, so we got South Africa in the house. Okay, hi guys. Okay, bless you. Thank you very much. Tell your friends, tell your family, subscribe, like and subscribe, um, so that we can, I think Debbie said, monetize this. It gets bigger, it grows, and hopefully um one day we'll come out and we do this live with you, sitting down, Q&As and stuff like that. Okay, so I'm going to get into it. Do men, yeah, have male menopause? One of the things that I was reading by uh, Timothy J. Legg, PhD, but written by James Rowland, updated on March 31st, 2017. And he starts off like this, He says, "Am I a am I just grumpy, or is it something else?" Uh, the stereo type of the grumpy old man, us old men, no, not really, grumpy old men, could have its roots in a condition known as irritable male syndrome. It's clinically referred to as andropause, or male menopause, like female menopause. And andropause includes physical and emotional changes that also seem depend on changes in hormonal levels. So as men, we do. obviously they're doing a study. It's not really out there, and I'm going to read something else from someone else, um, and I'll spell it so that you guys can go and look at it as well. Um, this one, as I said, this one was taken by Timothy J. Legg, PhD, written by James Rowland. If you put in about male menopause, it will come up. So I'm not going to be able to get through all of what he's written, but you can go and look at it at your own leisure as well. I remember that I was dating someone, and they asked me, they said, "Is something wrong with you?" I said, "What do you mean?" So I said, "You come like you got a monthly." I said, "What are you talking about? I ain't got no monthly. That's you women. It's women who have monthly cycles. Men don't have no cycles." So she said, "All right, and all right, because you know you're just off." You know, I was not a grumpy old man because I was younger. All right, um, but I was whatever she said, and I'll get to that. You know, and I just dismissed it. The following month, you know, I don't know what month it was. This is what she said. See, I told you, you're doing it again. You know, and I kind of thought, oh no, it's true. I'm acting this particular way. Now, what I go through now, and I know this. I don't when I don't like people touching me at certain times. I don't want to joke around. I'm just serious. I'm just oh touch me, and it's a bit like where a woman would be like starting her cycle or finishing her cycle or in her cycle. Don't want to be touched, you know. Or if it's touched, you better be doing a massage. Yeah, you better not be doing anything else. Yeah, I'm not into anything else. You know that's the same thing that I was feeling. Not, you know, I don't want sex. You know, during that stage, don't feel me, don't touch me. But I'm gonna go back into some of this, all right? Because I thought it was a myth because of what she said, but there isn't a big study on this. Male hormone cycles are misunderstood and overlooked, and an overlooked topic. Unlike females, males are unlike females. Males are not ovulating monthly or releasing an egg from their sex glands, while a woman's monthly cycle is very hormonally regulated. Men produce sperm and testosterone all year long, a process that isn't regulated monthly. And when he said this is Dr. Zenovia, um, and you can find that he's got a drzenovia.com. He's got a blog, so you'll be able to look at that as well. Um, yes, Trevor, I do mean woman are paused, but I think we put that. No, let me not go there. I'm not joining in with you. Yeah, so it's not really regulated as a monthly thing, you know, on whether or not some men go through it monthly. But on this irritable male syndrome that they seem to think or seem to say that that's what it is, um, it impacts relationships. To know whether you are experiencing irritable male syndrome and how you might treat it and improve your relationship, it's important to recognize some of the more obvious symptoms. So, what are the symptoms of irritable male syndrome? As it suggests, irritable. uh, can you imagine? It's come off me, don't touch me, and it can be misunderstood as that you're just um, having a go, and it does say that in here as well. Um, so, as the name suggests, male syndromes leading irritable male syndromes leading symptoms is irritability, depression, and lower self-confidence can also be symptoms. It can lead to difficulty in concentrating, trouble sleeping, and reduced energy. You may have a harder time losing weight and recovering after exercise. Hormonal changes in men can also cause a lower sex drive, or erectile dysfunction. So, for us men, sometimes, for those that are going through that, it might just be that, you know, it might just be irritable, um, uh, male syndrome, and there's things for that. And I'm not talking about the blue pill where you're taking a blue pill. I was looking up a bit deeper as well, and you've got um, maca root, that can boost your immune system. It can help with erectile dysfunction in some people, as they say. And so there are alternatives as well. And I think, having doing a minimal exercise, this will help as well. I think for me, when I'm going through that, I'm not a gamer, but I have an Xbox. I turn to that, you know, to release whatever stress, whatever thoughts, at the time. I mean, I do two things. So it is prayer, it is reading, and all that as well. And I allow myself to relax as opposed to feeling how I do, irritable, not wanting to touch. Um, you guys are quiet out there, man. Um, I'm not struggling, but it's nice to bounce off of Debbie. Where she interjects as well. But come on, what do you the men in here, or the males watching? What do you think? Do you find yourself in a situation every month where you feel um, irritable? Um, I won't ask if you got erectile dysfunction because that's not what I'm asking, But do you find yourself in those situations? Or you women, do you find that the men that your husband or the men that you with, or in the past, that there's a pattern every month, um, every week, or whatever it is? Because what one of the readers, or the persons was saying is that for men, um, in addition to seasonal hormonal changes, testosterone levels of male rise in the early morning and diminish over the course of the day, with a small spike uh, due to increase in physical activities. Sci- Scientists, however, have yet to conclude if male experience um, hormonal fluctuations weekly and monthly like women. So you can see it's not even a big study out there, and you could be in a relationship where this man is acting in the ways that I said, he's um, erectile dysfunction, he's moody, um, and I think I got another list as well. Actually, um, this is where Debbie will come in. So I can just cruise to that as well. She threw me under the bus tonight. Debbie, you said 15 minutes. It's gone. That you know, um, but there could be underlying conditions as well, like diabetes, um, for instance, as well, because that can cause erectile dysfunction. I I think with the diabetes, I think is if untreated. That's my personal opinion. If it's untreated, and if you're there and you do feel like you're um, suffering with this irritable male syndrome, you do need help. And if you are suffering with um, um, erectile dysfunction, don't just put it down to tiredness, or um, oh, I'm just not in the mood, because that's what we can do. We can say, oh, I'm just not in the mood, and you know, and it could be something more serious. Some I think men's health, and I'm promoting that really. We have to make sure that we look after ourselves in every possible way. Get our bodies checked. You know, get your blood sugars checked. But definitely exercise. Even if they say that just 5 minutes, yeah, of exercise, raising your heart rate can help. If you 5 minutes a day, you know, even if it's just running up the steps and running back down. So Trevor says, I thought I was going through something like um, being feeling irritable. This was over 10 years ago. And you know what, Trevor? Um, oh right, exercise helped a lot. See, I'm glad you said that as well. Um, you know what? It's I think it said that here as well. Um, when you're over 30, I think they said, um, it can start to your um, testosterone level can start decreasing. I'm sure it was 30 to 40, it was saying. Um, but there are supplements and there's natural things as well. And there's just exercise. You know, I think we're caught in this as men, we're caught in this trap. I call it a trap of I'm all right. I'm okay. You know, it's just a pain, or it's only just today. And not go and make sure that, and women, you need to push your men to get yourself checked, prostrate checked. We don't like that. No man, well, but it's part of our health check to make sure that we are functioning right. If you're not, look at me. I had a stroke, um, and it was out of nowhere. You know, they said it was, well, they haven't said, but at the time I know I was stressed. Now I was dealing with a lot of different things. Um, but stress will tear you down. It's not just men, but women as well. The stress will cause you to have a stroke, cause you to have diabetes, cause you to have erectile dysfunction. You know, it's so much in this stress thing, you know, and you have to find a place where you're venting and letting off, you know. And if you're not, the thing is that if you got your woman there, you do need to talk. If you're feeling, talk, communicate. And I think on this show we've said that a lot about communication, because it's the right thing to do. You're with somebody, you should be telling them how you feel. You know, a man will be embarrassed, and we know this, of, you know, if you suffer with erectile dysfunction, you don't want to say to them it's not working, and you're embarrassed, but you do need to talk. You know, you do need to get your bodies checked. Um, I'm gonna. Right, exactly that. I didn't even see this here. You should be honest with your partner about all your symptoms, including ones like erectile dysfunction. I didn't even read this. You know, as I said, there's loads, and I'm scrolling, and it just is there now, including ones like erectile dysfunction. Being open with your partner can help them understand what you're experiencing. A mental health professional may also be helpful in identifying problems in your relationship. Again, the key is to be honest about your symptoms and concerns. Um, they go on about what treatments that you can have. I'm more of a naturalist. Yeah, I like natural things as opposed to medication. Medication comes into play, you know, when you don't know what else to do. Okay, but information is always out there for you to find um, a solution naturally as well. Um, it's talking about regular injections of synthetic. Um, hey, guess who's here?
Hey,
Yay!
lovely people, did you miss me? Hi, hi.
Yeah, yeah. They're saying you can get these your testosterone levels up by injections. but as I said, I'm more of a naturalist, and there are so many different things out there, that you can be taking. If you do have high blood pressure, you can be taking red grapefruit every day, eating that or juicing it and having that every day as well, and that should reduce your high blood pressure as well, because that's why when you're taking your medication, they say you can't have any grapefruit, because the grapefruit naturally lowers your blood pressure. So, it's one or the other. And for you out there, especially you men as well, you can try it. You try it for a couple of months, every day. Yeah, Morrison's or Asda or whatever one you go to be making their money off of you, but don't worry about that. Yeah, and as long as their health is up. And at the same time, like I said, 5 minutes a day exercising. So, how are you, Deb?
I'm very good, thank you. Thank you for taking the show to where it's at. Did really well. I was listening in, and welcome to everyone, and those of you who are joining us like on the replays. Hi guys. And yeah, I was able to tap in a little bit at the beginning just to hear what you were saying. Just keeping tabs on you, Paul. Yeah, but thanks for that. And yeah, I think that there's a lot to say about the menopause. One thing that I do want to say, I didn't have to research this in order to know it, but it's not equivalent to the female menopause. So there are some things, there are some similarities, but it's not the constant ongoing.
That's right.
It's gradual, and it's over a period of time, and it's a natural process. Like the menopause is a natural process that your body is getting rid of estrogen, your body's changing, but what they find is that with the women, where they go through the same irritability. Is it anyway,
Yeah.
they get irritable.
Irritable. Irritable.
Irritable, right?
Irritable.
Women get irritable, they have the high and the low moods, get very emotional, the sweats. But the men, there are some men that gets the sweats, but it's not something that is across the board. And so I think because it's a gradual thing for men, and I was reading this as well, that some men don't know that they're going through the change of life. They only really put it down to fast cars and women. Do you get what I mean? They like the men are having like a change in a midlife crisis, as they say.
Yeah, kids. Trevor put it up there as well.
Yeah, that's what they say. Men have the midlife crisis. It's not nothing to do with menopause or anything like that.
What age do you think, Trevor, or you, Debbie, do you think midlife crisis? Because I'm gonna tell you a little something, right? I think I was coming up 30.
That is
and Trevor,
typically when it happens, between 30 and 40, they say.
I'm trying to think. I might have been, but I know where I was working, so I could have been like late 20s. Yeah. All of a sudden, I'm wearing this earring. I'm buying all these silver ring. I'm buying these.
Which you buttoning down your top low. When they button their top. Did you button your top low? When the men start buttoning their top. Buttoning their top.
No, I didn't do any of that. But I was like, it was like this young boy all of a sudden. You carry on. Yeah, I was there. Look, I had a medallion. No, I didn't. I'm joking.
A big old pendant.
No, but I knew I was. Now I knew there was a change, but I didn't know that it's midlife crisis, because to me I was young, but I'm sure I was a Saturday Night Fever. I'm sure I was coming into my 30s, and it was I saw the change in me, and I just went with it. I don't know if you remember that grey rubber looking half cut suit that I gave it to one of your boys. They remember. It was a nice suit, but it was like a jeansy one, but it coming like rubber, so it was waterproof. Yeah, that was the material. Man, I got a picture somewhere. I was in America and I'm standing there. The air, all you can see is that glisten in the at the air. And you know what I did? After I caught myself, I started to give up. I mean, I was filling up my hands with rings. I don't wear anything like that. That was never me. Yeah. But all of a sudden I'm in this zone. And someone said, "Oh, that's a nice ring." And I said, "Oh, what you want it?" And I started to give it away. And it's only after when I gave away everything and took out the bling bling in my ear. I said, what are you
What
doing?
was you
You're not,
thinking?
you're not a young boy. Yeah, that's what I thought. I was literally going through this midlife crisis, but that
Mhm.
doesn't mean. So when people say midlife crisis, because I think I've twice, yeah, two different times in my life. That time and obviously later on in my 40s when we were younger.
A young girl. Let me read a little bit what the NHS
Go
says.
on, go on.
So it says some men develop depression, loss of sex drive, which I think that did you
Yeah, I
did you
covered
see,
both of those. I
and
covered both.
erectile dysfunction
Yeah.
and other physical and emotional symptoms when they reach around the late 40s to early 50s. It also says other symptoms that are common in men of this age are mood swings, irritability, loss of muscle mass, and reduced ability to exercise. Fat redistribution, such as developing a large belly. I like the way they said fat redistribute.
Yeah, yeah. It's
Redis-
moving from somewhere
yeah,
else
it's
and
just
to your
moving from
belly.
elsewhere,
Yeah.
and developing a large belly and man boobs. That is common. It is common. A lack of enthusiasm or energy, difficult in sleeping, which can bring on insomnia or increased tiredness, poor concentration, and short term memory loss. So these are some of the symptoms. Yeah. So on this one, it hasn't mentioned anything about the sweats, but I did read that some men get very, very hot
I read that as
at
well.
night.
Yeah.
It says these symptoms can interfere with everyday life and happiness. So it's important to find the underlying cause and work out what can be done to resolve it. And I think that it goes without saying that the same thing where there's been a change in your life and sometimes you can't really put your finger on it, it's wise to go to the doctors to get these things checked out.
Mm.
Also, yesterday, I was at one of my life groups and we was having a really good conversation about men and prostate cancer. And you know as well as getting yourself checked out when you're getting these kind of
I'd
symptoms, it's really
I'd
important.
actually just said all that.
Oh, did you speak about that? I didn't hear
Yeah,
that bit, sorry.
prostrate. Yeah, I did because
Yeah.
we don't. No man wants that. We don't
Hmm.
want anybody near there. No, 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 no,
Yeah, but the,
no,
the
no.
test for
Um,
prostate
but it
is
is
is a blood
important.
test. It's a blood test.
But they do a blood test one now.
Yeah. So when you go and do your
Okay,
prostate, it's blood test. And I think the misconception is that you know, the doctor's going to put their two fingers up your
sticking their
backside.
finger in your bottom.
No,
No,
they do
but
the bloods
it is
now.
that they do that as well.
They do that as
For
well.
some they, yeah,
They
yeah,
do that as well,
it,
but now
it's
they specifically say that they can take bloods and test that, because one
bloods.
of the ladies that was there, she was talking about it, and that was the first time that I heard that men can, get this checked out via their
Okay,
bloods now. And I think that it's a put off for men because the first thing they want to say is that I'm not gay. Do you know what I mean? Like that's got anything to do with it.
like that,
Get
yeah.
when you need to get checked because it's going to save your life, you're not going to worry if you're in the sea. And like I remember one time that there was this man and he was racist, and the woman, she was from Africa, and she was there saying, if you was in the sea and you was drowning and I threw you a life jacket, you would want to take it from me. Do you get what I mean? Because you're going to drown, you're going to die. So there are things that
Right.
you just can't even consider, you know because you don't want to do it. Because it's going to make you feel some kind of way or make you think some kind of way. No, go and get it done. So yeah, that's from the NHS site.
I was just going to say what it is, what causes it, what causes irritable male syndrome or male menopause is an imbalance in the testosterone, the primary male hormone, along with fluctuations in cortisol, insulin, and thyroid hormones can result in male hormone imbalance. The four common types are, as I said earlier, and andropause, uh, adrenaline fatigue, hypo. I spell it
No,
H. No, I know it's one of those ones. Oh no, it's hypothyroidism. Here you go.
I don't
You
think
get
it's
it down.
thyroid.
It's a low production of thyroid hormones due to an underactive thyroid gland can cause the hypothyroidism. And you can have a hyper one. So you have hypo and hyper. Um, a high production of thyroid hormones due to overactive thyroid glands can lead to hypothyroidism. But that's what can cause the imbalance as well. So it is all right. PSA. Oh, is that
Yeah,
for
the
the
blood test. That's for the
yeah, the the see, I got it there,
yeah.
um
That's for
the
the
prostate.
prostate. Yeah.
Let me turn on my battery. The battery's going.
Oh, your battery's going. Okay, so I was reading here also that in some cases where lifestyle or psychological problems don't seem to be, this is the late onset as of hydrogonadism, which I put in the chat because I can't pronounce it very well. It says in some cases where lifestyle or psychological problems do not seem to be responsible, the symptoms of the male menopause may be the result of hypogonadism, where the testes produce few or no hormones. And I think that there's a number of different conversations that there is around it, and it's for you to check out whether you are experiencing any changes in your body as you start to get older. But I don't think that men should, let me put it this way, because I was going to say I don't think that men should wait for the onset of it, but you're not going to really know. But it seems as though for men it starts a bit earlier. It starts around about 30. And I think that because it's something that comes on gradually, you're not going to probably know. Whereas the woman's one tends to be a little bit more intense, they say. I don't know what it's like to be a man. I don't
I
know
think
what it's like
I
to
think that
experience any of these things, but
I think
I
that
think that
if sorry, I was going to say I think that if you're struggling with especially erectile dysfunction, it's a clear sign that there's an imbalance happening in your body. Yeah. If you are, because
or low
remember, Daddy used to
libido.
sweat a lot.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah, Daddy used to sweat a lot.
Hmm.
And obviously we just think that it's hereditary. Because me,
Hmm.
I did.
Well, I think it is
And I
hereditary
think
because that's me all over, and it's
yeah,
worse.
that's what we've always said. But
Yeah.
I think that if 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 you're having that and no one else in your family is like that, you should get that checked as well. I found
Hmm.
that once I started to exercise and you're sweating, it slowed it down for me. So now, you know, if the heater's on, comes on in the middle of the night or in the morning, early in the morning, I don't sweat as much now that I'm
Hmm.
exercising, as well. So there's a whole lot of different changes that takes place. And I realize, that along the way, your body it starts to try to shut down and you got to keep active. This erectile dysfunction thing will hit every man. No man wants to admit it that, oh man, you know, it wouldn't go up, you know,
Mhm.
and then you're worried about it, and that's on your mind, so it causes more stress to your
Causes more
body,
stress.
and it will keep you in a place. Yeah,
Yeah.
once you're looking and you say, right, okay, you know what, is that just a one-off, or is this something that's gone on, you know, it's happened to me before and before and before, and now this
Mhm.
is then this help. And like I mentioned earlier on, I plugged maca root. Maca root is very good for you, and it
Mhm.
builds your energy up. Let me just tell you a couple of things that's on there. If you, hopefully you can still see me. It says that maca root increase libido. Yeah, maca root may help increase libido, reduce erectile dysfunction, boost energy and endurance, increase fertility, improve. You know why that increase? Not no, why no baby? I don't want no baby. Yeah? Boost energy and endurance, increase fertility, improve mood. So it helps with your mood as well. Reduce blood pressure, reducing sun damage, um, fighting free. I don't know what that is. Fighting free radicals.
I don't know what that is.
Never heard. Never heard of that. No. Anybody in the chat know what that is? Um. So, and it's giving 10 actually. Improved mood,
Mhm.
reducing blood pressure, reducing sun damage, fighting free radicals. Hang on. Here it is. Maca root also promotes natural antitoxins in the body, such as glutathione. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, that
Mhm.
one. Yeah. Tonight we're coming with all them big words, isn't it?
Isn't
And
it?
super rock side. Um this yes, forget that one. So fighting radicals, go and find out
If
and
you
go
can
and read
cut
it.
and paste
And
it and put it in the chat.
yeah, I will. I'll try and do that. Reduce menopause syndrome symptoms, and improve learning and memory. That's
Okay.
it. Yeah. So
So it's got quite a
I was taking maca for a while. I stopped taking it, and then I
Mhm.
had a stroke. No, not really.
You trying to say it's got something to do with it? That's not good. That isn't a good advertisement at all.
No, I
Um,
said I stopped taking it.
oh, you stopped taking it and then you had it.
Yeah.
Ashwag, you know that
Ashwagandha. Yeah, that's a
ashwagandha.
really good one as well.
Yeah, that's good for it. And zinc, omegas, and B vitamins and selenite is meant to be good as well. I think it's good if you, as you get older anyway, I think it's necessary to like take vitamins more, you know, to boost your body. I think that there's a number of different things that you can take naturally. So, you know, like some of the stuff that you was actually talking about, Paul. Um, you know, I went and saw the doctor last week, and they was talking about me getting some HRT, which is like you can have like estrogen gel or a patch, and I like refused it because I would only be getting the estrogen because of the brain fog and the lack of memory and the tiredness.
Mm,
So I I know that I can take natural things for that rather than taking estrogen, because estrogen isn't, you're putting something back in your body that is trying to come out of your body at this stage. And you know, they asked me a couple of questions
yeah,
like about cancers in the family and stuff like that, because having putting estrogen back in your body can cause you to have cancers in the womb or in the breast. So you know, I kindly declined because it's not something that I would like to happen to me. So you know, it's good if you go to the doctors, get yourself checked out, see what's actually happening, because sometimes you don't know what's happening to your body. Mentally, you could be feeling fatigue. You know, there was a couple of things here. Hold on. So it says here, yeah, same NHS website, there are also physical causes of erectile dysfunction, such as smoking or heart problems, which may happen alongside any psychological cause. Psychological problems are typically brought on by work or relationships issues, money problems, or worrying about aging parents. Midlife crisis can be responsible. A midlife crisis can also be responsible. That's in relation to what you was talking about, the erectile dysfunction. This can happen when men think they have reached life's halfway stage. Anxiety over what they have accomplished so far, either in their job or personal life, can lead to a period of depression. So it's not just because the male menopause can kick in why you can have erectile dysfunction. There are other factors as well.
Yeah.
And it says other possible causes of the male menopause includes lack of sleep, a poor diet, lack of exercise, drinking too much alcohol, smoking, low self-esteem. And again, they say that smoking over a long period of time and drinking of alcohol again can cause erectile dysfunction. So you have to be looking after your body anyway, period. But you know that oftentimes people just relate it to like midlife crisis, male menopause, whatever you want to actually call it, why that actually happens. But there could be other factors also, you know. So yeah, I wanted to share that because I think if somebody's experiencing that, they might be thinking, oh, am I going through the midlife crisis? Is this what's actually happening to me? But so you have to look at other factors as well. What are you looking at there, Paul?
I was just cutting and pasting the maca,
Okay.
that
Oh, that's the
Sonia
link.
was asking. Yeah, that's a link to for me. This has been the best one.
Mm-hmm.
The bulk. They do ashwagandha as well, and you can get it from the bulk website. You can also get it from Amazon as well. I'm not promoting these places, well, especially Amazon, but there are places out there to get it. Once you're looking at it, you can see what it is, and you can find it yourself as well. But there is, as Debbie said, the ashwagandha. Do your research. Have a look at these things. You know. And see if you fit into the category where you're feeling fatigue. And one of the things that is very, very, very true, and I never really took it as serious. Sleep.
I
You
know.
need to
We was
get
talking
your
about that
rest.
the other day. Yeah.
What we do is we stay up till 2, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning, and then you're up. You got to go to work at 7 o'clock, or you just wake up early and you've not had enough sleep, and your body wants to sleep. Me,
Yeah.
I'm a puss. I sleep in the afternoon. We went to pick up the children today. I was in the car and I'm gone. Yeah. You got to get that rest. Yes, Trevor. He says rest isn't so important. You really need to start disciplining yourself in getting rest. Eat early and go to bed early. The later you eat, the longer it takes to digest. I've had my dinner already. Yeah, I had my dinner earlier. I don't have anything else to eat after this. I'll drink water, and that's all what's going to go in my body is water.
I
So
find that because I eat more vegetables than anything, I can eat later because it's not no bulky, heavy stuff
heavy,
that is,
yeah.
yeah. Whereas when I was eating meat and a lot more carbs, you know, rice and potatoes and stuff like that, yeah, it would take me a good while. But if I eat vegetables, which are, you know, if I have to eat late for whatever reason, I will draw for the vegetables, and it's like about 2 hours, and then it's digest very quickly. So it
Because
depends. Like I think that you can eat later, but it's what you're eating. Do you get what I mean?
but
It's
it
it's
depends. Again, I said about well, you said it, what you're eating and how late you then are eating. Because so
mm,
if I eat late, I can't go to bed. Yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
have to stay up at least 2 hours, 2.5 hours for it to start settling and breaking
Mm-hmm.
itself down. Otherwise, I'll feel sick in the middle of the night. That's it. I'm sick. It's too heavy
Mm-hmm.
for me. So, for me, um, cracker and biscuit and a cup of
Crackers
tea.
and tea.
Yeah? A mug of tea. Some. You can't even say Milo anymore because it ain't the same anymore. Milo and
And
Ovaltine, it's not the same like back in the
it's
day,
not.
you know.
It's not.
But it's not. A lot of things ain't anymore. But again, I say for us men, it's everybody. But I'm talking to you. Lower your sugar intake. Lower your sugar
Absolutely.
intake.
Take an
Increase.
alternative. Take alternatives as
Yep.
well. There's good
Yep.
alternatives out there.
Increase your water intake and try to find alkaline. Yeah, I've got a machine. So if anybody wants to know about the machine, please let me know and I'll tell you all about it as well. I've got a machine that lasts up to 25 years that we draw from that, and we have alkaline 11.5, 9.5, 9, 8, 2.5. Wash our meat, wash our veg. I sent Debbie a picture the other day of, I put it in the 11.5, me and Catherine in 11.5 and some of the 2. Listen, it coming like dirt. What we'll do is that we'll rinse it with water, and in our heads it's clean.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
But when you're soaking it, whether carbonate soda or alkaline water like what we use, man, you really see that it takes off everything. It strips it all down. But
Mm-hmm.
like I said, if you're interested, let me know and I'll tell you more about it. You can leave a message on here, on YouTube, and I'll answer it from there, or under gym time as well. And any questions that you have regarding health, mental health, counseling, or if you want to have a private conversation about men issues that you have, or private conversations on women issues that you have with Debbie, we're here. This isn't just, as I always say, this isn't our show, me and Debbie. This is all of us collectively where we're having a conversation, that it's important to talk, and it's important to at least get some sort of directive, solutions to problems that you're having, especially marital problems. In a relationship, there's no relationship that is with no is trouble free.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Some people say no, we don't.
We never
You
argue.
you may have overcome that, but tell the story beforehand, how you
Mm-hmm.
got to the place that you no longer having that conflict in your relationship. I'm not into this sleep on a couch, sleep in another room. You're married, and or you're in a relationship and you two are sleeping in a different bed. Listen, that's a recipe for disaster. Yeah. And all those things contribute towards the stress for him, for her. Who wants to be in a stressful relationship? You want to get out. There's nobody who just says, "Oh, this is really good that we argue all the time," isn't it? No. Yeah. I don't know where that voice came
And
from.
I was like, who's
Excuse
that?
me.
Who's that?
Well, I always go to the yard. I mean, talk. I saw me a while talk, but it's good to switch it up.
Yeah.
5 hours. Here we go. How do you pronounce? Here we go. Did you press it?
No, didn't touch it.
Oh, there it is. No, Nobozwi. I could probably pronounce it right or wrong. No Buzwi. Says it's better to eat 5 hours in between to give your system get your system to digest the food, I guess. 5 hours in between. Okay. Um, Good to know. See, it's like by the time I go to bed, my food's digested, which would be the 5 hours. Um, so, in other words, if me eat 10 o'clock, I need to go to bed at 5 o'clock in the
Yeah,
morning. Yeah,
and
no,
that is not happening. That's
see,
like, you know what? Yeah, we as Caribbeans, we get into such crazy habits because sometimes, like, because I've changed how I eat, I'll go places and I see people eating like 10 o'clock at night, like hard food, like curry goat and rice and, you know, pork, jerk pork and everything like that. And I was thinking, I used to do all of that. Do you know what I mean? Like when you eat late, 9, 10 o'clock. And yeah, now I don't, if I eat that late, well, I don't eat meat anyway, but if I eat that late, it's definitely not going to be anything heavy to, like, you know, weigh you down. Like I was saying to one of my colleagues today that you know, he was saying that he was feeling tired, and I said, or was it yesterday? Yesterday, I said, of course you're going to feel tired after eating curry goat and rice in the afternoon. Do you get what I mean? You eat curry goat and rice and the heat on you and everything. Of course you're going to feel tired, but it's definitely something to say about your diet. And you know, where it was talking about like your midriff, where, you know, you gain weight on your stomach area.
yeah,
Again, it's common with men and women. You know, one of my friends said they've got like the menopause stomach. Doesn't happen with everyone, but I think as well, when you notice that your body's starting to change, it's down to you to start paying attention to your body and start eating differently, drinking more water, like you're saying, and exercise. Because I noticed I haven't eaten meat for like 7 years, about 7 years, 6, 7 years, something like that. And I noticed that my body was starting to change back then. So what I did, I listened to my body. I haven't drank, I haven't had sugar for well over a decade. I changed my milk probably around about the same time. But there was certain things, they thought I had irritable bowel syndrome. There were certain things that was happening to my body, and I was just listening to it. I was going to the doctors. They was putting me on meds and everything. They gave me some meds that nearly gave me like a heart attack. Do you get what I mean? They did literally. Like I felt
yeah,
my heart race up. Do you remember? Felt
yeah,
my heart
yeah.
racing, and that was for irritable bowel syndrome. They thought I had irritable bowel syndromes, but I had a heart problem at the time due to stress, irregular heartbeat, and they gave me. I went to the hospital because it was that bad, and they gave me some meds, and literally I felt like my heart was just speeding up. It was crazy. So I refused. They gave that to me at the hospital, and they told me in like 4 hours take another dose. I didn't take no more. I went to the hospital. I went to the doctors the next day to tell them how I was feeling. I was just laying with my hand on my chest, feeling my heart just speeding up, just crazy, like I was running. And then when I went to the doctors the next day, he said, I wish that I had more patients like you that are wise, that listen to their body. Because he said, if you continued to taking the dose, like the evening and then again in the morning, he said, you probably would have had a heart attack. And there was a
Wow.
active ingredient in there that, because I was having the heart problems, that it's a stimuli. It stimulates you. It's kind of like having Red Bull, that kind of thing. And
Hmm.
he said that, but because of the heart problem, you're not meant to have this. Do you know what I mean? So, but it is.
Wow.
But I'm saying that because one, you must listen to your body, like hands down, listen to your body and make the necessary changes. I do find within, like, you know, Caribbean culture, it is hard for people to stop eating meat and and stop and change their diet. I find that people do find it difficult. I was talking to someone just yesterday, and they was like, no way, I could never stop eating meat. And I said to them, if your body is telling you to stop, look at my face, I'm sweating.
I was earlier as well.
Yeah, if your body's telling you to, then that's what you need to do. You need to stop. I was saying to someone the other day, if like I love meat, like I'm not eating meat because I'm like this vegan who says, save the animals kind of thing. No, if I could eat some curry girl, some jerk pork and all of them things there, oxtail, listen, I am going to box off that food. Yeah. However, I know that when I start to eat that kind of food, my stomach is not going to be happy with me. So listen to what your body's actually saying and make the necessary changes. You
But
don't
Debbie, some people's bodies saying, "Give me some more of that now."
yeah, yeah, but you know what? If that's what your body's saying, then go
Then
ahead.
eat some more. See, I don't eat pork. Yeah, and
Yeah.
I haven't ate meat for well over a decade as well. My son would say something different because I didn't know what was it called. Begins with C. Someone will put it in the chat. I know what it is, but I can't get my brain won't allow me to say it.
Mm-hmm.
Cheese something. Yeah, I didn't
She's
ever know what that was. That someone was. I think Trevor's intelligent enough to know what I'm talking about as well. Not, I'm picking on Trevor because I know Trevor will know. But it's pork. My backside. Israel's with me. This is my son, and we're sitting down and we're eating this sandwich, and he knows I don't eat pork, And then when I finish, because I was saying to him, "This is a nice sandwich, It's all right. It's all right." When I finished, he said to me, "Do you know what you was eating?" So I said, "What?" He said that this one, the cheese, CH something I or whatever it is. He said, "It's that's pork, isn't it?"
like a
Said,
pastrami or something.
"What?" Yeah, it's like that. I said, "Well, why didn't you just tell me?" He said, "No, you said you was enjoying it, so I didn't want to say anything."
Supposedly it was
So
gonna poison you. Do you know what I mean? Supposedly
exactly, he's sitting there
that
watching me
guy.
eating this. Yeah,
Chorizo.
but
Was it chorizo?
yeah, that's it, that's
Chorizo.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, baby.
Yeah.
uh,
Never said it as
you're
well.
a bit too late, Trevor. I didn't know my wife was here. She it's all right. My wife put it up there for me. Yeah, yeah. I should just delete you. Yeah?
Yeah, but
but
he knew what he was talking about.
I don't eat it, and when the studies that I've looked at, you know, ooh, and I'm not telling anybody not to eat pork. I'm just saying, do your study on meat. You know what they're giving the livestock now. You know, they're not feeding them properly and stuff like that.
No, no,
Do you remember when
really not.
there was mad cow disease? Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and then there was the horse disease and this disease, and but they most of those are eating grass.
Yeah,
Yeah. So how is it that they're poisoned because of what you're then giving
yeah.
to these animals? I just want to go back to Sonia, and she was saying
She
being a
was
diabetic.
responding. Yeah, she was
Yeah,
saying
yeah,
being a
it
diabetic
takes longer.
takes longer to process your food,
As
to digest.
I said earlier, yeah, 5 minutes a day of getting your heart rate up, yeah, and drinking the grapefruit and looking at all other alternatives, because I was a diabetic. Yeah, they say that I am now, but I was before 2017. 6 months,
Mm.
there was a turnaround. You know, just getting
Is
that
that a
heart
change of
rate up,
diet?
get and a change of diet. I started to eat more veg. I was eating more salads during. I was making up a sardine salad. I was making up because they say to have oily fish as well, if that be the case. So I had mackerel, peppered mackerel salad, and more fruits and stuff like that. And
Mm-hmm.
in that time, I didn't feel hungry. And I someone told me once that the seasonings, don't over season your food, by the way, because
Mhm.
every one of them's got salt. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you know you want to put all of them in there, then you only use a pinch of each of them to season up, so you got a bit of flavor as well. Yeah. I like to use lemon as well, just because I do. But um, they said if you just yeah, they say when you're eating just veg, if you want to eat just veg and different veg, you season it with what you would your meat. And I found myself, wow, this is really nice,
Mhm.
because I never thought about it. You think to yourself, boil it, steam it, a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper. No, you can season it up,
Yeah, I
and
season up
you know,
my veg
and
really
and
well.
and it's lovely and it's filling. It can be
Mhm.
very, very filling if you make a good portion of it. I'm going through the phase of making soups, from scratch. Love it, love it. Put some crackers in there, you know, um, crumble them in there if that be the case. I look at what the fat content is. I look at how much sugar's in there, and I'm full. I'm full. I'm making my own. So look at changing what you eat. Yeah,
Absolutely.
and these things don't take long.
No. But I
Say
would
again. Deb?
I agree. That's what I was saying. Yeah, I absolutely agree. I think that it doesn't get rid of all of the symptoms, but it minimizes it. Do you get what I mean? And if you want, if I think that if you want to just have a longer lifespan, like with your body, if you want your body to be functioning well, then it is about sleeping, it is about eating, and it might sound like, oh, it's just, that's long, or here we go again. But trust me, like, what you're eating and what you're doing to your body is definitely going to impact on you. Like, I know that the way how I feel probably could have been a lot worse if I wasn't doing my walking, going to the gym, eating the way that I'm eating. Like I was saying to someone the other day, if they're feeling overwhelmed, if they're feeling fatigue, and it goes, I would say it would go for the men with this menopause, male menopause, or I can't remember what they called it. Um, if you're feeling like that, go for a walk. You know, literally stop what you're doing and go
Yeah,
for a walk. If it's your lunchtime, instead of, like, staying in the office, a lot of people, they do it in my job, they sit at their desk and eat their lunch at their desk. No, I get up and I leave the building. Do you get what I mean? Or I leave from where my desk is. I just go and walk around the block or whatever. Yesterday I was actually going to put on my skates and skate for a bit. Do you know what I mean? But you have to I think that you should physically move yourself from where you're at and go for a walk, clear
mm.
your mind, and,
if
and,
it
and go
if
for.
it's if it's possible, because
Yeah,
some people,
naturally, if it's
but
possible,
you
but
know,
it's choices as
yeah,
well.
but you know
Everybody
what,
at work,
Debbie?
they get a lunch break.
Yeah,
They should,
what I was
and if
going to
they
say
don't,
is
they
that
should.
for some of you find walking difficult, stand up, sit down, stand up, sit down,
Lift
stand
your
up, sit
legs up.
down. Yeah,
Hmm.
lift your legs up, take a stretch. Wind your arms round. Move your body. I was going to go back to you with you as well, son. You said that you're eating lots of veg and salad and juices, but it has to be with some form of exercise, getting your heart rate up for 5 minutes. Yeah.
Hmm.
So if it means that going up the steps gets you out of breath, yeah, by the time you get up, you go back down and then you go up again. Yeah. Doesn't matter how long it's taking you, but that getting out of breath is raising your heart rate. Yeah. I'm not talking about dizzy spells as you're going, and I said, do it again, and do it again. You fall down, you're dead. Yeah, or you broke up
Yeah.
yourself, and you say that, I was on gym time, and Maurice said, no, no, no. That's
Well,
what I'm saying.
if they did, they're going to be able to come and say nothing about.
No, 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 no. It'll mash up themselves. You know what I mean? Yeah. Or someone else is watching and say, Maurice said to this person to go up and down the steps, yeah, 4 times, yeah, and then they're dead. It was him.
Mhm.
Yeah. As I said, knock neck. You got to listen to your body. You got to listen to your body. But
Absolutely.
doing that and getting your heart rate up, I'm And just to say, for all of you out there that have any sort of health issues in itself, diabetes, um, um, arthritis, and all these other things that come along, having had a stroke, you can, like myself, every Tuesday I'm on an exercise program. Your doctor can refer you to the exercise program. Yeah, if you're overweight and obese or whatever else it is, yeah, they can refer you to the exercise program at your local gym. Some of them will give you it's a small fee, but you get a 12-week course. You can use anything there. Right now, I started Pilates as well, to strengthen my core. Why am I doing this? Is to I'm listening to my body. Yeah, I'm having a stroke and then coming to this place of um, losing body fat and stuff like that. The doctor won't tell you. Yeah? The doctor won't tell you, and don't ask for the referral. I mean the virtual. They tried to get me. What am I going to sit on? And someone's telling me, stand up, sit down. I'm gonna put the laptop down on you. I'm not even going to come online. Sometimes ask to go to local. You want it at a local gym. You get a PT trainer, yeah,
Yeah,
personal
but that's
trainer.
if, again, like you said earlier on, that's if they're able to get out and go to the gym.
Well,
You
so
can-
tell you the truth, you can also, like, things like, if you've been referred, then the ambulance, I think the ambulance service can drop you there, yeah, and take you in a wheelchair. I saw a man come in a wheelchair to the gym. He could hardly
Yeah.
move. This guy with one, he's got one crippled hand, and he's in the gym. I see a
Mm.
lady with a hunchback, and she must be about 70 odd. She's at the gym. So I understand that you just find the motivation to do it, because starting it is better than not. Better
Yeah.
than dead. Yeah, better than your cabbage. So um, that's actually my final words for tonight as well. And I know we've spoken about health, but all these health things is what will help the male menopause as well. Yeah, going to
Absolutely.
get
That's what
yourself
we're
checked.
really speaking about, the health
Yeah,
aspect.
yeah. Get yourself checked. Um, don't be scared of this prostrate now, that as is said, they've been doing it for a couple of years now, as Trevor said in the chat here, that they'll do it with bloods, and women, encourage your men, tell them about this blood thing, that they're not going to put their finger in your bottom anymore. They only check that they was doing that to see if it's enlarged itself.
Yeah, that's
It's
right.
not a nice feeling, but now that there is the blood that they can test it with, then encourage your partner, you know to have his body checked on a regular
And
basis.
your
Yeah.
sons,
Yeah.
your nephews, your
Yeah.
anybody you've made
Yep.
in the family. I
Yeah.
wanted to just say this before we go close out. So there's a question here: do I need hormone replacement therapy as a man? And it says your GP may also may order a blood test to measure your testosterone level. If the results suggest that you have testosterone deficiency, you may be referred to an oh, endocrinologist. I, I, I just can't do the pronunciations. Never have, and yeah, I'll put it in the chat. A specialist in hormone problems. If the specialist confirms this diagnosis, you may be referred to be offered. You may be offered testosterone replacement to correct the hormone deficiency, which should relieve your symptoms. This treatment may be given as an injection or gel, which takes me back to what I was saying about them wanting to well, not wanting to, suggesting that I did that I will have additional estrogen, whether it's with a patch or with some form of gel, which I declined. But apparently, there's equivalent for the men out there who are more inclined to do that. But we mentioned a few natural remedies, and Paul put it in the chat. So you can take a look at the chat and get that information, but also just do your research. If your body's feeling some kind of way, don't just ignore it. go and get some help and make sure that you are following through. It's no harm in getting
And
in.
if you are feeling irritable, no. And if you are feeling irritable all the time, mood swings, um, erectile dysfunction, sweats, and all the other things that we said as well, get yourself checked. And the best person to talk to as well um, is your wife. Men. Or if you
They'll
have a
be able
male
to tell you
friend
if you're
that,
being irritable.
huh?
They'll be able to tell you if you're being irritable.
Oh, definitely, they'll be able to tell you. They'll see the cycle, like I said earlier on, that
Hmm.
someone saw my cycle, and that
Hmm.
started it off. But or talk to a friend. As
Absolutely.
Trevor said as well, they only put their finger up in your bottom uh, once your PSA level
Oh,
worries a doctor,
yeah, that's
because they
right.
want to see if that's
They want to see
enlarged.
how large it
Um,
is. Yeah.
yeah. But the fact is if they've done the blood test and they've told you, yes, you've got an issue, then you have to get over that. Yeah, you have to get over the fact that they're going to check it, because it can lead to other issues in itself. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And in some cases, fatality. You know,
Hmm.
if someone knows that they're going to, what do? Someone's going to check that you haven't got a enlarged prostate to save your life, and you're there saying, I don't want anybody put anything in my bottom. I don't want this woman, this man put their finger in my bottom. Well, which one would you choose? I'd rather choose someone to, if that's the case, that it's that way. um I have an issue there, and they can help me, and I have to get over that. That's like people with bad teeth who don't like dentists, but they're losing all their teeth and they won't go because they don't want it. But you're finding it hard to eat. Your gummy, your face is dropped. Well, it's it's one or the other. Either accept it
It is
or
what it
change it.
is.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
There's one
So,
more comment. Do you want to read it?
that's true. Exercise and to eat healthy, be in a healthy environment would be the best. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Thank you. So that's it for tonight. So,
Yes.
guys, tell a friend to tell a friend to check out this one and the many others that is on our platform. And yeah, I thought that this was necessary because it's not fair. We did the menopause, the, you know. So when Paul suggested it, I was like, absolutely, let us go ahead and do that. We're not going to be
So,
sexist out here, but I
so
think.
Debbie, a question for you:
Mhm.
is it a myth or is it true?
Oh, I believe it's absolutely true. I believe that it's true. I think that there is some truth in it. I just don't think that it mirrors exactly what the women experience.
Absolutely, it doesn't. It doesn't mirror it, but it's some symptoms will be the same. Like for women, that they can have the hot flushes. Yeah,
Hmm.
men get hot flushes. Yeah,
Hmm.
I'm gonna tell you. I know there's times I'm thinking, why am I burning up? What's the matter? And the heater ain't on, and and I believe it's during that testosterone changes
Hmm.
that is there. But
Absolutely.
hey,
So yeah,
I think
our hope for this podcast is that it makes you aware, it makes you go and check yourself, it makes you look at the solutions that are out there if you're going through it. Yeah, that was our hope for this podcast, and we hope that it's encouraged you and inspired you at some point. And if you know somebody who's being really irritable, it might be just the fact that they might be experiencing the menopause, and so you can share these podcasts with them as well. Any final words,
absolutely.
Paul?
No, I had my final
That's
words. Thank
been
you all
typed
for
anyway.
joining us, whether you're in Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, however, wherever you are. That went over my head. I didn't hear you. So thank you very much for joining us again on Gym Time. Get your motivation. That's me, Maurice, and oh,
I did that on
you're
purpose.
supposed to say you.
Me, Debbie.
I know you did.
Over and out. I did that on
Yeah,
purpose.
over now. Good night.
Good
Good night,
night.
everybody. Thank you for
Take
tuning
care.
in.
Thank you. Bye for now.